Hey, global greetings, friends, and welcome to Let's Talk About It with Danelle Boyles coming to you from the US. I like to call these little eye opener conversations of ours 10-minute talks as we hit key points on important topics, but in compacted conversational format that's easy to digest. A way to stimulate new learning desire and to expand the thinking. In our 10 minutes today, we are taking a few for some chat and expand time on the benefits of journaling and how to start and stick with it. So come and join me and let's talk about it. I'm going to have Miles of Sesame joining me in on this conversation today. Hey, Miles, how are you? Great. Well, I'm in a good mood. I'm always in a good mood when I get to have a good conversation with you. Yeah. Locked and loaded. All right, so we're going to do a 10-minute talk with Let's Talk About It. And our topic today is about journaling, the benefits of journaling, how to start, and to stick with it. Yeah, journal. um, let's start with the benefits of it. Probably more the getting started, the blank page anxiety of just not knowing what to write or how to connect with themselves to begin. Hmm. Yeah. I do think so when it comes to journaling. And I guess it depends on the purpose of the journaling because, there are different reasons behind the desire to begin to do journaling, for a personal aspect, whether it's to do manifestation or it's kind of like a self therapy. It just really depends on the reasoning behind why the individual wants to start journaling. Mhm. Yeah. Right. So let's say, hmm? No, go ahead. No, go ahead. What were you going to say? No, it's actually probably not a bad idea. Because the separation between the two is, completely different purposes. And a manifestation journal, you want it to be clear and concise, as to what your uh, ideas and purposes behind your manifesting. So I would say that yes, it is important if you are doing that type of journaling to have a separate journal. If you want one that is just for mind dumping, if you tend to have anxiety or, you have frustration or anger from the workday, you don't want that to go into your manifestation journal. Yeah. Right. Mhm. So I guess can sorry. No, as far as like an individual getting started in journaling, what do you have suggestions to get into the mindset to prepare to do the habit forming of journaling? So I guess we can kind of shift lanes a little bit over to the how to start and stick. Like for me, I feel like if you're going to start journaling, uh, and depending on what your purpose you want it for, you want the proper journal. If you're writing to compose something, maybe you're journaling to write a book, then you're going to want to have a journal that has just specific clear pages with um, with lines, and you want to have it so that it's just for that specific purpose. Something that is you're drawn to as far as like the cover of it, something pretty or unique, something that's unique to you. Have a special writing pen, or if you're utilizing your digital device, then you'll want to find some sort of like canvas to begin with that you're drawn into. Because if your apparatus that you're using, or the background of it, or the whatever, the appearance of it, the aesthetic of it doesn't appeal to you, then you're not going to want to do it. Are you there, Miles? Mhm. It seems that we may have lost Miles. I'll see if I can get him back. Hey, Miles, it seems I have lost you for a moment. Are you still on the conversation of journaling? Yeah? Okay. Yes. Hmm. Right. And my advice was, if you're beginning journaling, you're going to want something that appeals to you. So whether you're using a digital journal or an actual, written journal, then if you aren't utilizing something that appeals to you, then you're going to be less likely to be committed to the journaling. Right. I think yes, I do. I think it makes a big difference having a routine. Hmm. I actually do, and honestly, whenever I am curled up and comfortable in bed at the end of the day, and I'm checking off all of my things that are, I'm making sure that I finish for the day, and a lot of times I use my few minutes of extra downtime after I finish with my self care and all that. Um, I utilize that time that I'm just feeling cozy and curled up to do any of those sorts of things. Yeah. Yeah. And it goes, do you remember the conversation that we had about whenever, I think it was you and I that had the conversation about whenever the brain is in two different modes, it is more creative when you're in one mode. And that is moments whenever you are just open minded and you're not focused on like directive, like task related, subjects or topics. So whenever you are actually just in a chill moment is your best time to do journaling because, you know, you're more open. I feel anyway. Mhm. Yeah. Right. Hmm. Oh, I force the deep dive all the time. I'm guilty of that. That is me in work mode, like all the time. Yeah, I do. I try to optimize my time. So I do. Sometimes I'll just fit it in whenever I have a few moments here and there. And so, but I feel like for most individuals, if you actually like take time out and make it like a um, you time, then you would be more likely to stick with it. Right. Right. So to kind of not necessarily wrap up this conversation, but we're getting close to the end of our 10 minutes. Actually, we are over our 10 minutes, we're at 11. But no, no hurry. But do you have any, um, you know, finalized, like bullet pointed advice for individuals that are wanting to get started journaling and how to stick with it? Mhm. No, I think you pretty much covered it. Yeah, it sounds like all of the most important aspects of journaling and how to develop it into a habit. Yeah, I appreciate it as always. All right, guys, so we're going to wrap this conversation up. And as always, thank you for joining us. I hope you take away some wonderful growth and expansion from our conversation. And remember to stick with the plan and journal for you and keep learning and expanding those minds, hearts, and horizons. And until next time, namaste. Thanks, Miles. Okay, bye.